Good morning. I'm glad to welcome you today to a yoga class that is a hot yoga class while not being a hot yoga class. It's a class that is centered on the third chakra, the Manipura chakra. The name comes from Mani, Gem, Pura, city, the city of gems or jewels. And it is represented by the color yellow, and as a downward pointing triangle, presenting fire in the middle of a lotus with 10 petals. This chakra reminds me of a poem by Mary Oliver called The Buddha's Last Instruction. And this is an excerpt from Mary Oliver's poem. So you can be sit just relaxed in your with crossed legs in front of you, in a position that feels very comfortable. If you need to, you can elevate your buttocks a little bit, so that you are upright. So here's the excerpt from the poem. "Make of yourself a light," said the Buddha before he died. "I think of this every morning as the east begins to tear off its many clouds of darkness to send up the first signal, a white fan streaked with pink and violet, even green. Even before the sun itself hangs detached in the blue air, I am touched everywhere by its ocean of yellow waves. And then I feel the sun itself as it blazes over the hills like a million flowers on fire. Clearly, I'm not needed, yet I feel myself turning into something of inexplicable value." And in fact, this chakra has to do with our sense of ourselves. It has to do with the notion of power, strength, and courage. And we are reminded that we often find ourselves in a state of imbalance where we feel disempowered and fearful and anxious. This chakra will help us feel our way through to a different place. And we'll have affirmations that include phrases like, "I am worthy. I am safe in this body. I am powerful and worthy of love. It is safe for me to trust myself. I am courageous." And when I think about these things, I remember some of my friends and teachers over many years have talked to me about how women tend to sublimate their own sense of themselves and their own desires. And this is intended to strengthen ourselves, to empower ourselves, so that in fact we are here for ourselves and also for others. It's a way for us to feel our way through to finding our voice again. And in these times, finding our voice to raise when we need it is really, really important. Okay, so we're going to keep our affirmations in mind throughout this. I am worthy. I am safe in this body. I am courageous. I am powerful. It is safe for me to trust myself. And we're just going to do at the very beginning some Kapalabhati breathing, which is kind of belly breathing. The center of this Manipura chakra is the solar plexus, which is about 3 fingers above the navel, is the solar plexus. This is sometimes called the navel chakra, but it's about 3 fingers above the navel. So it's right in here. And we're going to start with a little bit of Kapalabhati breathing, which is known as skull shining breathing. And the monks in their caves would do this breathing and imagine that their head would actually fill with fire and light. So it's a powerful breath. We're going to do a few inhalations and exhalations first. Inhale. and exhale. And you can put your hands on your ribs here just to feel it, filling out your side body as well as your belly. So inhale, and then exhale. Inhale, and then exhale. Inhale, and then exhale. And I'll demonstrate Kapalabhati for you. You inhale, and you let the air about halfway out, and then you produce short exhalations from the belly. And then we'll have a few regular inhalations. So it's just exhale and then short, sharp exhalations from the belly. So inhale, exhale, and begin. Exhale and inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. And we'll do one more set of Kapalabhati. Inhale, exhale halfway, and then begin. Exhale fully. Inhale. And then in a complete exhalation, inhale and exhale. Good. Now we're ready to begin. We're going to start just with some cobras. So we're going to stand at the top of our mat, raise our arms up, and then we're going to just fall down, and we're just going to hang here for a minute. It's early in the day, and we're just stretching out. We're stretching the back of our hamstrings and our buttocks. When we're forward like this, we have to remember that the energy in our legs is actually coming down. We don't want to overstretch our tendons at the top of our hamstrings. So the energy is always coming down. We're just hanging suspended here. Our solar plexus is close to our thighs if we can make it. If we need to, if this is uncomfortable, you can put blocks here, but the effort here is simply to hang here suspended. And we're going to take our right leg back, and then our left side back into a plank. And we're just going to stay here for a moment. We can stretch our toes out while we've got them on the ground there, and feel the weight evenly distributed on our hands and our feet. Our hands should be directly below our shoulders. And we should feel the energy moving out both the soles of our feet and our head. And we're going to just knees, chest, chin, down, knees, chest, chin, and then up into a cobra. Now we can do an upward dog like this if we want, or we can just remain on the ground and lower down. Now we're going to put our hands beside our chest and first of all, we're just going to raise our one shoulder up, our right shoulder up, and then we're going to drop it. Raise our left shoulder up and drop it. We're not going to worry about our head. We can rest our forehead on the floor. We're going to raise both shoulders up and then drop them. Both shoulders up and then drop them. Both shoulders up and then drop them. And while we're doing this, we're imagining the shoulder blades, well, they actually are coming together in our back. And then we're going to drop it. Okay, now this time we're going to raise our shoulders up and also our head. So we're raising our shoulders up and our head. And we're going to push into our hands. This is just a very low Cobra. And then we're going to come down. We're going to try that again, raising our shoulders up and our head. And then we're going to come down. This time we're going to raise ourselves up into a more prominent back bend. So we're going to raise our shoulders up and we're going to extend our arms forward into a sphinx with our hands flat on the ground. Now this is a very good posture for the upper back. There should be no pain at all in the lower back. It should be, we should feel our shoulders open up and a lot of space in our chest. We're leading with our heart here. And we're just looking, our head is not crooked up, it's not falling down. It's in line with our spine. Now we can lift our right leg up and then drop it down. We can lift our left leg up and then drop it down. Now this time we're going to lift our right leg up and we're going to turn and drop our right leg over to the left. You can either just leave it suspended in the air if you can. You can touch it on the ground. This is a lovely twist. And we're going to continue to breathe, inhaling and exhaling. Then we're going to lift our leg up and rest it down. We're going to do the same thing with our left leg, lifting our left leg up and dropping it down on the other side. There we go. Okay, now we're going to just rest for a moment. And this time we're going to put our hands beside our chest and we're going to press up into an upward dog here. So we're going to press it up here. And you can turn your toes under and feel that energy moving out the soles of your feet. You're really pressing back with your heels. Your hands should be underneath your shoulders. You should adjust it if it's not in the correct position. And then we're going to just lower our knees and go down again. Now this time we're going to put our hands in front of our mat. We're going to press up, extending our hands long, and we can feel our head going back. We're not bending at the neck in an uncomfortable way at all, but we're lifting our chest. And now we're going to go down again. And this time we're going to rise all the way up into a downward dog. Okay, we're pressing up, putting our toes on the ground, lifting our bum in the air, and putting our feet on the ground here. There we go. Now, here we want to really breathe deeply. We want to take 5 deep breaths. All the time, we're feeling our 10 fingers on the ground. Our fingers are outstretched. Our toes are also outstretched. We can we can pedal our feet out if we like, because this is the first downward dog. The object really isn't to get our heels on the ground at this point. It's to feel the energy coming up through our tailbone and heading sort of back and up. All right, and we're going to make sure that we can loosen our head here, our face. We can stick out our tongue and relax our face. And now we're just going to walk into our hands. And once again, hang suspended over our hands. And then we're going to reach our arms out and rise up into Tadasana. And hands in for a position on our chest for a moment. We'll drop our hands down, we'll shake our legs out. And we're going to go into a warrior pose, warrior two pose. And we're going to do a little bit of movement here, as well as some strength. Now, so when we're thinking about warrior two, we think about the power of feeling like a warrior. I'm really more or less a pacifist, so my warriors are always quite metaphorical. But you can extend your arms out. Your right foot goes out. Your left foot comes in at 45 degrees. Your feet can be, the heel can be in line with the arch of the back foot, or if it's more comfortable, you can move your heel out, your right foot out a little bit. And then you bend at the knee here with your arms straight out. And you want to feel your pelvis tilting up. Your ribs are connecting with your hip bones. So you feel them actually a little thread between that. That stops you from pressing your ribs out. And then you're just here, breathing. And you can, if it's more comfortable, you can go out a little bit more and deeper. And we're just breathing here. And we're going to hold it for a moment. It's really good to keep present in your postures. And sometimes movement is a wonderful thing to have in your postures. Sometimes just holding and breathing deeply into it. You can feel your gravity helps you extend your poses. This knee needs to be moving back. This groin area, this inner thigh is moving this way. Okay, and we're going to go back. And we're going to go forward. And we're going to go back. And forward. This is sometimes called the dancing warrior. Back. Back. And then forward. Back. And forward. Back. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Okay, we're going to straighten this leg and just slide our hand down towards the ankle. Now, you may find you're up here, that's fine. The point of this posture is to maintain the integrity of the hinge here and of your body moving in this direction. So that if you imagine your hands up over top of your shoulders, you're going to be moving the whole torso down. But you can put your one hand down here and the other hand up here. Your focus can be the raised hand. In yoga, there's often a focus, a kind of meditative focus in the posture. In this case, you can focus on the upper hand. If your arm gets sore, you can bend at the elbow and place the back of your hand on your sacrum, that flat part at the base of your spine. Okay, and we're inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And now we're just going to we're going to twist here, and we're going to put our hand down. Now you can have a block here if you like, and twist. You can raise your arm up. And you can feel your chest opening up to the back of the room. And now we're going to come back and creep our way into the long side of our mat and just hinge at the hips and rest here. Now you can have your hands out here. You can stretch your arms out in front of you. Your feet should be, both of your toes should be facing this long side of your mat. And you should have nice straight legs if you can do it. And you feel that the back is straight and that the hinge is at the hip. Now, you can also move your hands between your feet, and your fingers are spread and they're facing forward. And that gives you a little more of an extension here. You can walk out to the right, a little bit of a twist here. You can walk out to the left, a little bit of a twist here, and then you can come back and simply put your hands on your hips and then come up. Okay, now we're just going to wiggle our feet in so that we can stand up again. If you're a bit stiff in the legs, you can shake your legs out here, and I'm going to just move this a little bit for here. Okay, we're going to try the other side now. We're going to turn our left leg directly towards that wall. Our right leg is in, our right foot is in at 45 degrees. The movement in our legs is in opposite directions. There's a lot of opposition in yoga, and we bend at the knee. Once again, this knee is straight. You can have a small bend in it, and you want to feel comfortable in this position. So only do as much as feels comfortable. If you get tired, you can go down into child's pose. You can lay on your back. You're certainly welcome to rest. This is your practice. Okay, returning here. And we'll extend our arms out. And we'll do just a few breaths here. Once again, feeling that thread between our lower ribs and our hips. And we can focus, we can turn and face the front of our mat. We can bend a little lower if it's possible. Staying in the posture allows our muscles to relax and extend a bit more. Okay, we're going to do the dancing warrior now. We're going to come back with our arms overhead. We're going to put our left arm on our left shin and raise our right arm up. And we're going to go back, arm on the shin, 2, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And now we're going to just extend our arms up and raise our legs up. We're going to go back down and do just a short extension here with our hands. In fact, this is actually quite a nice resting pose after that fiery bit. So the object here is to build up some fire in the belly, and these movement within the warrior pose is actually a good way to do it. And we can just relax down here. Just relax. And feel that nice extension in your inner thigh. Now this is we're going to turn now to the front of the mat. And we're going to bring our right leg back and just hang out in plank for a moment. We're going to drop our knees down and sit back, extending our legs out. Now we're going to do a few forward bends here. You can have a belt. Right? Put your belt around your feet, around the soles of your feet. And sit up straight. And then draw forward. Draw forward. You can lift the flesh on your buttocks and roll it back. If you have a fleshy buttocks like mine, and you can, if you can, you can hold onto your toes. You can hold onto the outside of your foot, or you can be up here and just hold on to the. It doesn't really matter how low you go. The point of it is to extend your heels, make sure that your legs are straight, make sure that you are upright on your sitting bones, and you feel a sense of, I find this, I just love this position. I think it's because I feel the energy moving up my feet, and I feel the strength in my core moving up, and I can feel my posture really improving. So we've got our chest open, our heart open, our solar plexus, we're pulling our belly in, and even when you're over like this now, you're trying to keep your spine straight. This is takes quite a long time to work your way for your forehead to be on your shins, but it's possible. I think maybe when I'm 90, my forehead will be on my shins. Alrighty. Okay, now you can come up. We're going to do a little bit of boat pose here. And this is very nice. We can just, we're fulcrum, our buttocks, our sitting bones are the fulcrum in this pose. And you're going to bend your knees and just feel the wonderful balance here. If you can extend your legs up. If you want to, you could hold on to your thighs. Or extend your arms out. Your knees are facing up, your feet are facing up, your toes are pointed, and you're just balancing here. This is very good for your core, which is what we're working on today, our solar plexus, our strength, our courage, our determination, our steadfastness, all those good virtues of the merchant marine. Okay, and now we're going to come down. Oh. All right. Now we're going to extend our legs out. And we're going to come down and we're going to do a few bridge poses because that's a lovely a lovely counterbalance to the earlier Cobras we did at the very beginning of the class. We want to really extend our backs in a different direction. Okay, so we're just going to rest here for a moment. And then we're going to put our 2 feet on the ground. And we're going to press up. First, we're going to tilt our pelvis up. And we're going to just slowly raise our buttocks off the floor. And then we're going to roll back down. We're going to just start gently here. Tilt our pelvis up because we want to get that motion of tilting our pelvis and then rolling vertebrae by vertebrae up. And then we're going to roll down. We're going to tilt our pelvis one more time. Raise it up. All the time we feel the movement of our knees towards the opposite walls, our feet planted in the ground. And we can either hold on to our mats or we can clasp our hands and roll our shoulders underneath our body. It gives us a little bit more elevation and it opens our chest up. All the time we're breathing, we really want to, we're in such a beautiful open position here. Our buttocks are moving up. Our knees are moving towards the opposite wall. Our hands are extended and our shoulders are rolled under. And we're breathing deeply. So we're inhaling. Feel that expansion of not just our chest, but our side ribs and even our back ribs. We can try and breathe into our back ribs. They're a little constricted here, but breathe in and then exhale. Breathe in and then exhale. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And now we're going to put our hands flat on the ground. We're going to maintain the tilt in our pelvis and we're going to roll vertebrae by vertebrae down. And then finally our buttocks are the last to land. And we're just going to rest here for a moment. Breathing deeply. Inhaling and exhaling. We're going to do one more bridge and we have a couple of small extensions that we can do. And so we're going to roll up. You don't have to do this. You can just rest there or you can just do the bridge and not bother with the leg extensions. Okay, here we go. Rolling up. Our hands are going underneath us. Clasping our hands. And then our right leg is bending. And then we're lifting the heel strongly into the air above us. And just breathing and holding that up there. Making sure you don't lose elevation in the buttocks. You can feel it moving up and then you put your foot down. And then we're going to raise the left foot up, knee up, leg up. Feel that energy moving up your heel. Feel that energy moving in your right knee towards the opposite wall. Your left leg is extended up and we're going to bend it and lower down. There we go. And we're going to bring our legs into our chest. And we can do a little bit of a happy baby here. Hold on to the outside of your feet. You can just lay back and rock. And you can raise your legs up like this. And I want you to laugh out loud. Now that's rather a fake laugh, but you get the drift. The point of it is, it's a release. It's a release. And rehearsing laughter cannot be a bad thing. Okay, now we're going to put our legs down and extend our arms out. This is my favorite. I do this all the time. Just to raise your right leg up, hook it over your left, shift your hips to the right, and drop your knees to the left with your arms extended out. And this hand, your right hand, where you're looking at your right hand, you can move it like a clock, like the arms of the clock. And you can find those sticky bits where it's a bit sore. And you can just lay there if it's not too painful. You don't want to experience too, terrible pain or anything, but you'll have sticky bits. And just extending it out can help you loosen your shoulder. And you can move it all the way around to touch your right hand, and then move it all the way back to touch your buttocks here. And then all the way around. Once again, my sticky bit is about 11 o'clock. 12 o'clock is pretty sticky. 1 o'clock is pretty sticky. And then at about, yeah. So, and then we're going to go back. And we'll roll onto our back. We'll untangle our legs. Put our feet down, roll onto our back, and do the same thing on the other side. Okay. You have to make sure you have a lot of room on the top. Okay, here we go. Dropping our legs and extending our arms out. And back again. There we go. Extending our arms out. And we can stop at the sticky bits. At 11 o'clock it starts. 12 o'clock, there's more stickiness. 1 o'clock, it starts loosening up again. And back again. And then we can just rest here. This is a lovely twist. And we're breathing easily now. And we're thinking, oh, I am so courageous. I am filled with strength and delight. I am going to have a beautiful day. And I'm visiting with my friend Fiona for a lovely walk. And I can extend my well-being out into the world and influence others to be courageous and fearless. Come back. And we're going to roll a little bit just to keep our backs in tip-top form here. We can grab onto our toes and extend our legs out. However you can do this, if your legs are bent, that's fine, or they might be straight. And you don't want to put too much pressure on your groin, but this allows gravity to do some of the work of opening up your legs. And then we're going to come back and cross our legs, and we can just turn to the side and push ourselves up. Here we go. Now, I think maybe I'll do just do a little bit of work here. We're going to work just with our feet. So we'll put our soles of our feet together, and we're going to feel you can hold on to your feet with your hands. You can feel your spine upright, and you can very gently wiggle your legs. And very gently, I mean very gently. If this is too much for you, you can put blocks underneath the sides of your legs here, or cushions. so that you're supported. And we're just going to do a little bit of breathing in this position. So we're going to inhale, and I just want you to follow in the breath so that we get a sense of real calm after our exertion of our class. So we're going to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, inhale, exhale. And slowly we're going to move into Shavasana. We're going to just turn onto our mats and lower down and extend our legs out, our arms out. We can lift our shoulders up, lift our hands up and drop them, lift our whole arms up and drop them. We can tense our feet and lift them up and drop them, tense our legs and lift them up and drop them, tense our buttocks and drop it. And we can roll our head from side to side, lift our shoulders up and drop them. And then I just like to shake myself into the ground and imagine it opening up and welcoming me. And we can feel the earth beneath us. And we're just inhaling and exhaling easy breaths and allowing ourselves to surrender to this relaxation. I'm not going to talk for a few moments, and you can just rest here. Now you can extend your feet, your toes, wiggle your toes, wiggle your hands. Feel, you can keep your eyes closed. You can stay here if you like, just resting. Or you can feel the energy moving back into your body. You can roll your shoulders, your elbows. You can rock your legs back and forth. And then you can Draw your knees in, roll onto your side. Use your arms to push up into a sitting position. And we're going to remember our affirmations. I am worthy. I am safe in this body. I am powerful. It is safe for me to trust myself. I am courageous. I'll read you again this beautiful poem. I think it's a gorgeous way to enter the day, filled with light. Make of yourself a light, said the Buddha before he died. I think of this every morning as the east begins to tear off its many clouds of darkness, to send up the first signal, a white fan streaked with pink and violet, even green. Even before the sun itself hangs detached in the blue air, I am touched everywhere by its ocean of yellow waves. And then I feel the sun itself as it blazes over the hills like a million flowers on fire. Clearly, I'm not needed, yet I feel myself turning into something of inexplicable value. So thank you for sharing these last minutes with us today in a celebration of Manipura, the third chakra. And I'm wishing you a light-filled, brilliant day ahead. Thank you for coming. Namaste.